Welcome to this week's Thinking Thursday, and two guests, Kevin Hutton and God help us, Rag McNair. Um, Earlier today, you may have seen we ran what would have been Wednesday. We ran a news story to say that Kevin is returning to Toaster after a successful spell at Munmore. Kevin, what's the thought process, and how did it all go in terms of making the transition?
It was, probably the main reason is, we're not a big as a kennel as we were, Floyd. We were very low on numbers at Monmore, and we were very conscious, of that fact, really. I think in the end of it, we only had 8 or 9 graded dogs on the strength, which obviously isn't what Monmore are going to be looking for with such a busy schedule and everything. And it was more probably just a personal decision, that I love Toaster. I love going there. It's an hour down the road for us. We were obviously there from the start when it opened. We had great success there. Our owners loved it. And it's just a place I get a real good buzz from going to. So it just seemed to make sense all round, really, that we should take the decision to move on, and try it there again.
Yeah, when we spoke earlier briefly, you said obviously you leave Monmore with a certain amount of regret because you've enjoyed your time there and with a good send off from the people at Monmore and from Entane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had 2 really good years at Monmore. It's a brilliant track, Floyd. It really is. It's brilliantly run. All the management there, the staff there. It really is a superb job for someone. And if we had, probably 110 dogs, what we've had in the past, and a good, healthy, graded strength, for me, it's the best job in the country. But as I say, where we are as a kennel now, and probably where I want to be, in another 6 months or a year down the line, isn't really going to fit with what Monmore want. And I say it's quite a journey for us as well. So it just seemed to be the right time to switch back to Toaster, bring the pups through, and really enjoy the racing, really. But I must say that Monmore, from the minute we went there, couldn't have been any more helpful to us. They allowed us to only run a couple of meetings a week. And they were just brilliant. Tony there is brilliant.
Yeah.
To say we loved it. He's a great racing manager. And we leave with a heavy heart. I say it's probably the best job in racing if you've got a decent kennel strength. And we'll be back there for the opens and competitions and try and pick a few more up along the way.
Yeah, if we're talking about numbers, I mean, obviously your kennel numbers have fluctuated from your original spell at Toaster, and then I think you ran them down, didn't you, deliberately, and then kind of got medium level at Monmore and have continued to run them down since. Would that be right?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we cut the numbers right down, to do all the kennel refurb and everything, which we done. Everything's up to scratch where it needs to be. But I guess the main thing is I just wasn't enjoying running a massive kennel like we had before, with obviously staffing issues and everything that go with it. I just didn't enjoy it. And if we can, tick along as we are with probably half the dogs, if not less, enjoy a few open races, and I say have a few graded dogs and bring the pups through. It'd be a nice way of going forward, hopefully.
It seems quite a regular theme that a lot of people, they love training dogs. They get more and more successful. The number of dogs increase, and at some stage they think to themselves, "Hold on a minute, I'm not enjoying it quite as much as I was. More isn't necessarily better, is it?"
No, completely agree. Completely agree. We're really lucky that we could literally fill the kennel twice over if we wanted to. But it's not what I want to do anymore. I absolutely love what I do, but I really enjoy just concentrating on the select few dogs, and having the new dogs come through and the pups come through is what I really enjoy. Absolutely love doing a litter or two as well, which we've been doing. And I say hopefully we can, it's going to be enough going forward to make it pay and carry on as we are, really. But I certainly wouldn't want to go back to the number of dogs we've had in the past. I don't enjoy that at all anymore, to be honest.
No, I see that your place is being taken by a Scotsman, but this is one that's actually had the good sense to stay north of the border rather than those that the refugees that we get.
Listen, I've been sat and listening to Big David there talking about Tony and the kennel staff at Mormore, and listen, I couldn't agree with the big man 1,000,000%. One of the best racing managers I've ever came across. Tony sits down, can have a talk with him. The kennel staff, the people, the women that's in the kennels, out of this world, different league. They've been brilliant. I listened to Big Kevin there, and the first thing that came into my head was, where does he see himself in the next 6 months? Because I heard them saying that he's looking forward the next 6 months and all the rest of it. Where does the big man actually see himself in the next 6 months?
We just want to carry on as we are, really, Rob. If we can have a few graded dogs at Toaster, we've got a litter of pups coming through that we can start off there, and just try and enjoy the open race team as much as we can. So I've got no real enjoyment of doing the graded racing to the level that you need to now. So just want to take things a little bit easier if we can.
Is it going to be difficult to make it pay, Kevin? You know, and when you're talking on sort of lower numbers, obviously Rab's in a different situation with the KSS syndicate. That there must come a point that you go, well, we do need at least X number of dogs on the premises.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's a finer balancing act when you haven't got the amount of dogs. But then obviously, you know, when you do cut down on dogs, your staff costs go down, and all the associated costs as well. So it's just getting that balancing act. I mean, listen, none of us do this for money, do we? If we did, we'd all be long gone from this industry. So, you know, if we can tick over, pay our bills and pay our way, and enjoy it, I'll be very happy. Yeah.
What would your optimum be?
If we could keep about 50 dogs, I think that would be ideal with the open race team, and I say just a few graded dogs that we've got. I think that's about where we need to be, really.